What is going on, guys? Football is back. Welcome back to the Eddie Express DFS podcast presented to you by Draft Dashboard. Remember, you can try out all the tools that I use in this video 30 days for $1 by clicking my link in the description below. Just kind of want to give you guys a quick tutorial on how Draft Dashboard works and how the NFL is going to work. So we're going to use the NFL preseason slate today. Not something that I normally play, but I'm going to play it today. And a lot to do with the NFL preseason is finding quarterbacks that you like. So none of the first stringers are going to be playing for pretty much every single team in the league today. So you're going to want to look at depth charts on every single team. Find your QB3s and your QB2s who will get some run. So that's what I did. So I made a list of guys that I like and I want to play. So first quarterback that I liked was Jacoby Brissett against Buffalo. They're going to need to have him sharp and ready to go, especially with Andrew Luck having injury history. I think that they're going to give Jacoby Brissett maybe only a series or two, maybe up to a quarter. Not exactly sure how long he'll play in this game. He is QB2, I believe. So, the twos I would think would see a series or two. And then you're just going to want to look at other guys on other teams. So a lot of what I tried to do was correlating. So if I'm playing Brissett, the best wide receiver on the team that's running with the twos is Chester Rogers. So I just correlated them, hoping they can hook up for a touchdown. There's other quarterbacks that I like. I like Ryan Tannehill from Tennessee. I can't play Tannehill and Khalif Raymond, but I went and grabbed the receivers of the quarterbacks that I like. So obviously, as you can see, I like Dwayne Haskins, as I have Jeremy Sprinkle and Terry McLaurin. So I kind of went and did that. I looked at the quarterbacks that I liked, and then I went and grabbed a receiver from those teams. For running backs, I like to look at, depth chart position number 3. And it doesn't always have to be a rookie that you're selecting in this position. So with running backs, I went to depth chart number 3 pretty much with most running backs. So you're not going to see pretty much anything from the twos from running backs. I mean, you'll see a little bit here and there. So this is the lineup that I made. This is a salary cap free entry, basically, because every player is $5,500. So you can go and get who you want. It takes a lot of research and it takes a lot of depth chart looking at. So I went and grabbed Justin Jackson from the Chargers. I'm thinking right now, as it stands, we don't know what's going to happen with Melvin Gordon. So that would make Austin Eckler RB1 and Justin Jackson RB2. But they're going to want to see what they have and if they can trust to not sign Gordon. So they're going to let those guys run for a little bit. I doubt we'll see Eckler, but we will see Jackson tonight. Defense is like picking, it's preseason defense. It's hard to predict. I actually watched another guy that works at Draft Dashboard, and I liked his thought process of why he picked the Lions, so I picked the Lions as well. Basically, he said, Matt Patricia wants to get a small win against the Patriots. He knows their system. Obviously, Brady won't be playing, so it was more so if he knows what they're trying to do, and he might succeed at it at a macro level in a preseason type game. So I like that narrative, so I used it for my defense. So this is kind of how it can work. You obviously have to, there's thousands of players in these position optimizers. So you kind of have to know what you're looking for going into it. One thing I will say is looking at depth charts really helps. So you can, like, I grabbed Jeremy Sprinkle. I expect him to be on the field with Terry McLaurin and Dwayne Haskins all at the same time. I'm not playing Haskins just because I think it's too cliche to grab a quarterback and then, the whole third team offense from Washington. So I try to be a little contrarian and go with Jacoby Brissett. But anyways, so then you'll get a cheat sheet with Draft Dashboard. As you can see, some of these players, preseason kind of nerfs the ability to project players. So obviously a lot of these starters, they have projections for certain ones, like Paxton Lynch, he's going to play. And then you have other people that is not going to play, like Colt McCoy is projected for 0. But it'll give you team defensive ranks from last year. Now in the preseason, that doesn't mean nearly as much. But when we talk about the regular season, a lot of this dash rank and DVPs and stuff like that really goes a long way. You can see what players have good matchups and why they do. You can also look at like a game history log. So like this is Chase Daniel, for example. Now he's never made a start against Carolina, but it'll show you the last 5 games versus Carolina and his last 5 games in general. So it'll match up how he's doing for recency and for against Carolina as a whole. Then if you go into the lineup optimizer, you can also create. We'll just show this quick. This is how you're gonna create. Let's say we want to create 20 lineups. So this is a mass lineup generator. Usually takes a minute or 2. It's usually pretty quick. Now with all the preseason players, I'm assuming that it would take quite a bit of long time. Normally it doesn't, but there's just so many guys. Like there's 7-8 deep at every position right now. So I'm not going to show you a full process generated. But what this does is you'll set your player pool. Say you have 30 people in it. So there it's got one lineup done out of 20. Like I said, it'll take a long time because it is preseason and there's so many players. So I'm not going to do the full video on the mass lineup generator. But basically what it does is you can create up to 100 lineups, and it'll weight the people that you put in your player pool heavily to be in your mass lineups. So I'll cancel this real quick. But what it does, and then you can set your exposure. So like here, I could say I want 100 lineups within 500 of the salary. I can make my randomness medium. I can have unique players. So basically that is saying that lower projected owner players so lower projected owner players and ones that are not in your player pool. It just gives you kind of like a randomness factor. Then you can also, set a minimum projections point. Like obviously you're not going to be able to get 9 guys with a 20 projection, but anyways, I just wanted to stop by and let you guys know that I will be doing football videos. I will be doing, I just wanted to go over the tools that we have to offer for football while football is on its way. So if you want to sign up, feel free to do so in the link in the description below. You'll get all access to all this stuff, 30 days for $1. And as the regular season rolls around, it'll be a lot easier to use. Obviously, with preseason, there's so many players that you have to do a little bit of research outside looking at depth charts. Obviously, as Draft Dashboard does list, like, okay, Joe Webb is QB3 for, I don't even know who Joe Webb's playing for right now. I would assume that it is Houston. Yep, so Joe Webb is QB3 for Houston. Deshaun Kaiser's QB2 for Green Bay Packers. So it does list all the stuff that you need to know on the right-hand side, but it does help to do some research before you get into making a lineup. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad football's back. Remember, you can try out all the tools that are available for NFL, MLB, and WNBA right now. 30 days for $1 by clicking the link in the description below. Let's get this money. All right, thanks, guys.